Alright, so I've come up with a new idea, and that idea is to change everybody who's on the dollar bill, or just the bills in general. This idea kind of came out of nowhere. I was just kind of thinking about, you know what, I'm bored. We've been looking at the same old faces for the past 30, 40, 100 years, and I think it's time to change it up. So a little bit about this video. There's going to be I'm going to call them Series 1 dollar bills, so you're just your main ones. And then we're going to have a World Series version, which is essentially they're going to be the same thing. However, it's going to be like limited edition. Think of it like that. Only printed for for a limited amount of time or something. I don't know. But anyway, let's get started. The first dollar bill, the number one dollar bill, the dollar, that's what it is going to be FDR. FDR was the 32nd president of the United States. Essentially pulled America out of the Depression, and he established, I was going to say Medicaid, but I think it's just Social Security. He had a whole bunch of other things too, but I think you should give him a shot and give him some grace, and yeah. And the World Series version of that dollar bill would be Judith Resnick, who was one of two women on the Challenger space disaster. Yeah, I think it would be neat to have some, I wouldn't call it representation, I wouldn't even call it acknowledgement. Just like, I don't even know what I would call it. I guess it would be acknowledgement and recognition of America's space program, the people who've done great things for the space program. And I think Judith encapsulates that. Alright, the second dollar bill, the $2 bill, is Eisenhower. Eisenhower, I think, is a 3-star general, which probably, anyway, 3-star general. He won, he helped us win World War II, and I don't know, that's pretty cool, right? And then the World Series version is going to be Anne Frank. Pretty easy. Yeah, alright. The third dollar bill, or the $3 bill, is going to be Frank Sinatra. So here, as you can tell, this is not a U.S. president. I also decided to add in some like cultural icons as well. There aren't that many, and in fact, he's probably the only cultural icon in the main series bills. But everyone else has a historical significance. Not that he doesn't, but you know. Frank Sinatra's the $3 bill, and World Series version is going to be Halima Yacob. I think I said that right. Singaporean politician and lawyer who held office of the 8th president of Singapore, and I think she was the only woman to do so. So here we can see the World Series denomination taking effect as it's representing the world and not just the United States. As did Anne Frank in the Anne Frank World Series thing. Anyway, the $5 bill, now we're back on normalcy track, is going to be Thurgood Marshall, who was the first black Supreme Court justice in American history with, yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of neat. I think it's kind of insane that there hasn't been anyone who's been on the Supreme Court that represents America's court law system on any sort of significant dollar thingy-majig in America. And so I'm just like, fuck it, let's put him on there. And the World Series equivalent will be Steve Irwin, who was an he was an Australian zoologist. Everybody, I think, knows who Steve Irwin is. He was the famous crocodile hunter, and tragically died in 2006? 5? By getting a stingray barb to the heart or chest. I'm not sure which one. Either way, sad. But, yeah. Alright, the $10 bill will be Osceola. Osceola, if you are a Florida State person or someone in Florida at all, was one of the, let's see, I actually have this here that like makes more sense. Osceola, named Billy Powell at birth, was an influential leader in the Seminole people of Florida. There's more here about it, but I actually don't have it here because I did not copy all of what. Yeah, I didn't copy all of what he did, but he was also a. Anyway, the Seminole War essentially is one of the wars where they fought back against the United States, and I think they won. I'm pretty sure they won. I think that's what makes the Seminoles like kind of well known in the Native American. I was gonna say community, but I would say I'm just gonna say community. Yeah, so that's pretty neat. All right, on to the $20 bill is gonna be Barack Obama. As some people may or may not know, he was the 44th president of the United States, and I'm just like, you know what? Add him too. And the World Series equivalent will be Princess Diana. Princess Diana. I once read a thing where it said Princess Diana was the closest thing we've had to a real life princess in American history or world history. Sorry. And I think she was one of the first people to shake hands with an AIDS patient without gloves. Or with gloves? I can't remember. I think it was without gloves. I think that's what made it so significant. Overall, a great person, philanthropy, all that fun stuff. Tragically passed away in a car accident. Alright, we're going to add a $25 bill, just because I feel like a lot of things are $24.99, and I feel like it's kind of a waste to pull out two bills when you could just pull out one. So I've added a $25 bill to this, and we're going to add Patsy Matsu Mink to the $25 bill. Now, who is that? I will tell you in like 5 seconds, because I don't have the... Okay, she's a former United States representative, first woman of color elected to the U.S. House of Representatives, and the first Asian American woman to serve in Congress. I think that's pretty cool. And passed away in 2002, but born in Hawaii, Pai, Hawaii. Went to Chicago Law School, Democratic Party. I don't know. All around pretty neat. Doesn't really happen that often. Anyway, that's cool. The equivalent to that, though, however, will be everyone's favorite, Walt Disney. Walt Disney made Disney World one of the most influential things in the world currently. Sure, the Disney Corporation now kind of sucks because they take over everything, but Walt Disney as himself, I think, would be a beautiful thing. And we're not going to add a bill. The $50 bill will instead of it being Ulysses S. Grant, will be Sitting Bull. He was a, I will tell you also what he was, because, okay, was a Hunkpapa Lakota leader who led his people during the years of resistance against the United States government policies. Sitting Bull was killed by Indian Agency police, accompanied by U.S. officers and supported by U.S. troops on the Standing Rock Indian Reservation during an attempt to arrest him at a time when authorities feared that he would join the Ghost Dance movement. That sounds pretty cool. He was known for the Battle of Little Bighorn, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. No. Oh, come on. Oh, where is it? Yeah, Battle of Little Bighorn. I think he beat Custer. I think that was one of the big things he was known for. Anyway, I was like, yeah, let's do it. I thought his story was pretty cool. But yeah, and the World Series separation thing for that is going to be Sojourner Truth. Many do not know her. Many may know her. I didn't know she existed until I took a class on Civil War from like the 19-something onward, 18-something onward. Anyway, Sojourner Truth is an American abolitionist and activist for African American civil rights, women's rights, and alcohol temperance. Because Americans need to stop drinking. You guys are terrible at it. But yeah. Alright. So, and the last on the $100 bill is going to be Ulysses S. Grant, because he's the General of the United States. The General of the United States. No, he's not. He was the General in the Civil War, who won the Civil War and keeping America that we know today. And he just quite literally just has the the aura of $100 bill. I don't think Ben Franklin has the aura of $100 bill. I think Ulysses S. Grant does. Anyway, the World Series equivalent to that one would be Albert Einstein. I don't know what to tell you. I think Albert Einstein and who was that? I literally just said his name. I was gonna say Bill Clinton. God, what the fuck's his name?
Ben.
This guy, he goes to my school. He doesn't go to my school. Ben Franklin, that's his fucking name. I think Albert Einstein, like his vibe on the $100 bill, gives the same vibe as, I almost said Bill Clinton again. I keep wanting to call him Bob.
Don't you, Ben?
I don't know what his fucking name is. I quit. Anyway, yeah. Albert Einstein's gonna be on the $100 bill. Anyway, Ben Franklin, that's his fucking name. Jesus God. Anyway, two other things I'm gonna add. The $100 bill is gonna get a third iteration as well, a third series, as you may call it, and it will be Oreo Palmer. He was a 9/11 firefighter who died when the plane struck the 72nd floor of the, I don't know what tower. He was one of the first one. He was a chief battalion officer, I think it was. And I think it would be nice to honor and commemorate someone who worked so hard for the United States in that way. And the number one the dollar bill is also going to get a third series or iteration, and that's going to be George Washington. I just want it to be redesigned. So I think it looks kind of boring now and really ugly. I think if you can make it like more of him, I think that would be be better. Anyway, that's all I got. Those are the people who I would add to the bills, to the series bills, whatever. Let me know what you think. Which ones are dumb, which ones are great, which ones would you add, which ones would you take away. Oh my God, I forgot one thing. Osceola World Series denomination, or guy, is going to be Fusajiro Yamauchi. Fusajiro Yamauchi. Who is that, you may ask? He's the guy who created Nintendo. I don't know what you want to do. Nintendo's pretty cool. Everyone likes Nintendo. Everybody knows Nintendo. Sure, their practices aren't very good legally, but the guy who made it... Alright, that's all I got now. So, yeah, let me know what you think. That's kind of it. I'm gonna go sleep.